Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jacqueline Zacharias, and today we're going to be doing Rocket's second session in this Colt Starting Series. If you missed the first one, I'll link it up here as well as down in the description for you guys to find if you're interested in watching that. Today we're going to be working on the saddling process, and it is kind of a long process, so I may have to break this down into a few different videos, but we're going to try and condense it in a way that we can fit it all into today's session. Let's get started. If you guys remember the last time we worked on this, we worked on getting some control in the feet and some direction and getting this horse to where he was lunging and moving that shoulder over and moving the hip and also backing up. So before I got started today, I kind of ran through a few of those things, and we're going to move on to the next steps now so you guys don't have to see me working back through all of that. The next thing that I'm going to start working on is a little bit of desensitizing. I don't like to do a lot of this the first day because I want that horse, I want to build some responsiveness in that horse. And if I go to doling him down straight away, then I'm going to have to work to build that responsiveness back up, and honestly that's just a little bit confusing to the horse. So we're just going to use our stick and string here, and he doesn't have too much of a response to that. I really like to see that because that means we can move on faster. Once I feel like he's pretty comfortable with this step here, so he's moving there, I'm just going to kind of follow him. There we go, until those feet get calm again, and then I'll stop. Swing that rope over his back again. Make sure he's comfortable with that. Excellent. Now I'm going to start stepping away from this horse and walking as I do this. And what this really does is to make the horse think through what's happening, make sure he's not shut down, make sure he's not wanting to run off the opposite direction. Sometimes people will start doing exercise like this, and the horse will get to the point where he's just kind of frozen up and he's in one spot and he's like, as long as I don't move, nothing's going to happen to me. But as soon as they try to move that horse's feet and throw the rope over his back, or maybe do a little bit of desensitizing or slapping the string on the ground, that horse starts freaking out and running off because he doesn't feel invincible anymore. He feels like something has to happen. So I always like to make sure that my horses can handle the energy while they're walking and that they're comfortable and relaxed doing that. Now this horse looks excellent. He looks really, really good. He's handling everything very well so far. I'm not going to keep on going on with this. What I'm going to do is to move on to the flag. All right, so once again, just like with the stick and string, I'm going to walk away from this horse while I'm doing this, okay? I'm going to let this horse follow the object instead of trying to approach the horse with it, because this can be a lot less intimidating. They feel like they're in control of what's happening, versus if you try to approach the horse, he feels claustrophobic and trapped and like something's trying to run him down. So I just stay a few feet away from him, just kind of let him follow. As long as he's engaging with it, that's what I want to see. And what I want this horse to do is to start sticking this flag out and putting his nose on it. There, close, good job. And then I'll take it away. There it is, good job. Take it away. Good job. Next thing I'm going to do is start walking away from this horse. Again, letting him follow, and now he's hearing the sound of it. And this is before I ever even put this flag on this horse's body. I want him to hear and see everything this flag has to offer before ever comes in contact with him. Good job. So anytime I see that head start to lower and that horse starts to walk forward in a little bit more fluid manner, that's when I'm going to lower the flag, turn around, and just kind of walk away. That's what I'm looking for, is for that horse to just free up, lower that head, those eyes get calm, and he starts engaging. All right, so now I'm just going to stand here with this flag, turn away. So now you can see how much better he's handling it at a standstill now that I've let him follow it for so long, versus if I had just walked up to him and started trying to swing this flag over him, there would have been a much different response. Good job. Very nice. And I won't wait for him to get the answer wrong. Like, I won't do this long enough for him to be like, you know what, that is kind of intimidating, I'll think I'll run. I do it just a little bit of time, stretch that comfort zone a little bit, and then turn around and stop before he can give me the wrong answer. What I see happen a lot of times is that people will do this just long enough that the horse gives them the wrong answer, and then they're like, oh no, I guess I got to fix it now. So that's what I always try to tell people, is not to do something so long that the horse, good boy, showing a little bit of curiosity there. I love curiosity. Not to do something so long that the horse gives you the wrong answer and then you have to go back and fix it. We've got a skid steer running over here, so there is kind of a lot going on. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. I love to build curiosity in my horses. I never want to take that away, you know. I want to give them just enough that they want more, and not so much that they're left fearing what I've just done to them, okay? I'm going to shorten up my rope just a little bit so I have a little bit more control of where that horse's feet will be at if he does want to move away. And I'm just going to swing this around here. He's pretty comfortable with that, and we'll go up to his body and just rub him, and then I'll step her away. Good job. And if that horse were to have kind of side passed away from me when I did that, I would just kind of stay with them and keep rubbing them just like this. Because often if the horse runs away and then that flag pops off of them like this and starts blowing the wind or something, it just scares them that much more. Good job. Good boy. Go right back up to him, rub him down. Good job. Start rubbing his hip area, these back legs. Good job. Good boy. This is very important because when I go to saddle this horse and I want to reach down and grab that back cinch or something, or I drop those cinches down and they're hanging there while I go to cinch him up on the other side, if he looks over there and sees that and that really scares him, we're going to have a problem, you know. Your saddle might come off before you ever even have the chance to get it cinched up. Here with his girth area, go back here toward his flank area. Now he's a little focused on Sid walking over there. Sid's getting ready to ride another one. So he's not really conscious and aware of what I'm doing, and I need to make sure that he's fully engaged before moving on to the next step, because sometimes people will run through these things and the horses are distracted about something that's happening over here and they're like, well, I got it done. He didn't react to what I was doing. Well, it's because he was so distracted by other things in his environment. So you want to be sure that your horse is engaging with what you're doing before moving on to the next step. Good job. There, that's really nice. I like how there's no change in gait at all when that flag made contact with him. When we're starting out, you'll see us work on this a lot, whether it's with the saddle or with the stick and string. If they get scared, we do want them to stop and slow their feet down, because as Sid always likes to say, no one ever fell off a horse that's spooked in place. So we like the horse to slow his feet down and say, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to stop. Instead of blowing up, bolting, taking off, bucking, we want them to kind of settle themselves and say, what next? I don't know what to do. So when the horse stops his feet, it's good. I want to see that, but eventually we want that horse to start moving through his problems and just kind of thinking his way through it and keeping those feet moving when pressure is applied. Now you think about it, when I step up here and I start riding him and that horse kind of locks his feet up and he's like, you know, I don't think I'm going to walk right now, and I have to take the rein up there and spank him a little bit, it's going to be pretty startling to him. And I want him to be able to handle startling situations easily without blowing up or freaking out. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. He's like, I'm done with that. Okay. Okay, so I've got the flank rope here, and as you can see, it is a 22-foot line with a loose ring on the end. And the reason I love the flank rope so much is because it really allows me to regulate the amount of pressure that I put on this horse before putting a saddle on him. Now, if you prep a horse right, there's a lot of times you could put a saddle on him and everything will go smoothly and go well, but this is just one more step that I can add to help that horse deal with the process in a much more relaxed way. And we also have a lot of feely type horses here, horses who are really high energy, who are very sensitive to changes in their environment. So to me, again, like I said, prepping the horse to where he's more confident every step of the way is pretty important to me. So that's why I like this flank rope so much. Good boy, nice big breath. All right, I'm gonna step over here, buddy. Good job. I'll just throw this over him, do a little desensitizing like I would with the stick and string. I'm gonna drop the tail on the ground there. Good job. Get a little bit of swing going here in this rope, and once it gets up to where I can reach it, I'll grab it from this side and I never have to bend down, bend over. Now the very, very important part to remember about this flank rope here, and I'm going to show you guys here in a minute, is to always, always keep your lead rope, your lead line shorter than your flank rope, so you always have that nose towards you. If you get to where that point where your lead rope is really long out there and your flank rope shorter and you don't feed any of that flank rope, the horse is going to get away on you. The leverage is just in the completely wrong position, and he's going to take off across the arena and you're going to lose him. So always be sure that your lead rope is shorter than your flank rope. I got my ropes set up here where I want them. I'm just going to go ahead and send them off. Just slap that shoulder there with that rope. And I want to start up where the girth would be. So we don't want to start in a position that's just extra uncomfortable and extra ticklish to that horse. And you can see I'm adding just a little bit of pressure. He's licking and chewing. I really like that. I like how he's just walking around so relaxed, like he doesn't even know that anything's changed. There are some horses that even at that little bit of pressure right there, they'll start flipping out. Like that matters that much to them. And I don't want to strap a saddle onto that because they don't get the release that they need when they need it. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put just a little bit more pressure on him. Nothing at all. That's what I like to see. A little bit more, still nothing. Very nice. He's actually stepping in to get off that pressure on the outside. I like that. There we go. All right, now we'll put that pressure on there. There. So what I want to do, I applied that pressure and then I released it before he could make the wrong decision, okay? So we want him to know that there's a release there before he ever has to do anything about it. Sometimes when people are starting this, what they do is they tighten up there and they wait for the horse to have a bad reaction to the flank rope, and that's not what I want to do, okay? I want him to find, oh, there was a release before I even had to do anything about it, and he realizes there's no danger in that pressure there. There we go. Tighten that up there, release before he can make a bad decision. Tighten it up, release before he can make a bad decision. And you notice that I'm coming to this pressure very softly. I'm not snatching on that rope and trying to get a reaction out of the horse. That's the last thing I want to do. I don't ever want to try to make my horses react in a bad way. Do I want to find resistance and eliminate it? Yes. But sometimes people go out there trying to pick a fight with that horse, and I don't want to do that to him, okay? We want to set these horses up for success. I like what I see so far. There's nothing that's, he hasn't even balled up a single time. He's not gone like this and held his breath on me at all. Everything that I'm seeing is what I want to see. Nice big breath. Good job. Okay, so the first time I saddle a horse, I really like to do it in an open space, in an arena or round pen, meaning I don't like to tie a horse up to saddle them, because if they second guess themselves or want to take a few steps backwards like this, sometimes when they hit the end of that rope, then they can explode and it can be a huge, huge wreck, especially if you haven't gotten that cinch tightened down all the way or something else like that. I've seen too many things go way too wrong to saddle a horse while they're tied, okay? Sometimes it doesn't go wrong, sometimes you can get away with it. But personally, I really like to be out in an open arena where I have a little bit more liberty and my horses feel a little bit more comfortable and less claustrophobic. So I can already tell this one he's much more open-minded already about saddle pad than some horses might be. But I still like to let him sniff it and get comfortable with it. Just, yeah, good boy. I know all this looks quite repetitive, but I feel like it's really necessary in the saddling process, so they're just as confident as I can be. And I know I'm going to keep repeating myself over and over again when I say that, but over the years I've worked with horses, I've just realized how important that confidence is, and knowing that horse knows his job and how to handle any fears he may have. Or I just really think that it's important to be thorough, because when you go back and you see how many horses have been damaged by people rushing these steps, you realize there's just really no coming back from it. The time it takes to repair a horse who's had damaged confidence or trauma that's been instilled in it by not walking through the steps properly, you realize it's just so much, it's worth all the extra time you take and the repetitiveness and everything you do to make these horses comfortable. Good job. I know. If you'd stand still. Good job. All right. Again, just kind of control those feet just a little bit. I want him to feel okay about walking. I don't want him to get claustrophobic, but at the same time, we don't want him to get out of control. Good job. All right, I'll take that saddle off, and we're going to do it from the other side now. Okay, perfect. All right, I like that. I'm going to drop these cinches down here. Now, like I talked about before, once I get to this step, I try to keep moving. I don't dilly-dally around and give that horse a bunch to worry and think about. I don't like to sneak around my horses. I want to get this pad situated a little bit better because I didn't do that when I started. There we go. Okay. Because often if you just stand still and you kind of start sneaking around them, it gives them that much more time to think about all the things that could go wrong. Right now, he's just like, you know what? This is business as usual. Nothing's changing. I feel engaged. Good job. Okay. I'm going to gently pull this cinch up here. There we go. Good Good job. Again, get my rope back situated. There we go. Excellent. Easy. It's okay. A little too much energy. Good job. He looks quiet, fluid, relaxed. There's nothing tight about what he's doing. He's pretty confident right now. So I won't stay at that walk forever. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and ask him to step up into a trot. There we go. It's okay. It's okay. All right, before he can make the wrong decision, you can see he's looking up there a little bit. The head's coming up. Those ears are going back just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and step the hip over and say, just stop and let's relax. We want him to be able to trot. And even if it wasn't perfect, even if he wasn't really relaxed, we don't want it to escalate to the point where he blows up bucking, because then he's going to associate that with that movement. Good boy. It's okay. Still a little high-headed, a little tight. Once again, go ahead and step that hip over. We went a little bit longer, but you can see he's not really wanting to disengage or soften that rib cage. He really wants to keep the head up and stay pretty stiff. There we go. There, good job. And then back him up. Good job. Back a little more. Good job. And we'll just relax a moment. Again. Nope. I didn't really like how he stepped off there. There was a lot of energy and he left with his hip really facing toward me. So that's a very unsafe position to be in. Stay away from me. He's really looking to that offside, which I'm not going to correct at the moment, but I can tell he's about to kind of have a moment there because he's worried about that offside. So we're just going to push that hip over. There we go. Get him relaxed again. There we go. Good job. And then back him up because he's getting on top of me a little too much. Good job. So what I'm going to do now, he's licking and chewing every time he stops. He's really relaxing. He's comfortable. I'm going to take him this way so we can really get a better look at that saddle and maybe get more comfortable with this side. It's getting a little tight. He's about to lose it, so we're just going to break him down here. Break him down here. There, break him down. Wait till those front feet stop and that hip steps around. Just keep walking toward him. I won't add more energy. There it was. Good job. Good job. You can see him licking and chewing again. Good boy. There. Good boy. Nice big breath. All right. Let's go ahead and walk off again. I can tell he's definitely not 100% comfortable with it. There's a little bit of a reaction in there, but we really don't want that to come out. I want him to get really relaxed for today. And tomorrow, once he's starting to feel a little bit more confident about the saddle, if he wants to kind of test it a little bit, kick out or something like that, then I'm not going to be like, oh no, something fell apart. But we want this horse to get confident and comfortable. There, he slowed down on his own. I'm really proud of him. I'm going to back him up just a little bit because we got to maintain our boundaries and make sure that we're safe. But that was really nice that he checked in on his own. Good job. Good boy. All right, so I'm probably going to send him off in one more circle, and I want him to stay a little bit more relaxed. I want to see that trot slow down. And then as soon as I get to that point and he walks on his own, I think we're going to call it a day there because I'm really, really happy with his progress. I'm happy with how he's handled this so far. He's done really well. I couldn't ask for a better session. Come on. Very nice. Stay focused. All right, that's it. I love how the ear and eye is focused on me. His walk is incredibly relaxed. When I asked the hip to step over, it stepped over really nicely without him trying to walk off constantly, and that backup came so nicely. So I think everything's coming together really, really well. This is exactly what I want to see. This is like textbook perfection if you'd gauge the way saddling went, first time saddling went. I really liked that. I'm really happy with it, and I hope you guys have been able to learn something from this and kind of see my first steps to the saddling. The next session we're going to go ahead and put his first ride on, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.